You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
I gained 5 pounds.
Really? Nice.
Something on 500.
That was live, Rick.
I know. It's all right. Now you guys all know the secret. Well, I don't think you heard that over the music anyway. It's private content that I'm doing to get my arm size up. Welcome to SmackDown After Show. I'm Ric Drasin.com. And we have an exciting show here today because we have Patrisha Summerland, as usual.
Hi, everybody.
And look how tan she is. Oh, my
Sunny.
God.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's my character. I feel sort of like my character.
You are your character, honey.
I sure am.
Yeah, you're always sunny in my eyes.
That's right.
And then we got the dark cloud sitting across from us.
Yeah, very dark.
We've got, you want to?
He's wearing that black beanie. I see him.
Always.
Yeah.
And he's got he's got his busboy shirt on today.
Yeah,
Oh.
I do.
He's going to work right
All I
after
need
this.
is my little bow tie and I'm set.
He looks like an apple doll. So we have named them off.
Oh,
It's your
well, we
job.
got it.
Right, see if you can get this right
Oh, that's not
for the
even
contest.
funny. Shane and Shannon.
Wow, no, you're wrong.
Right. I'm right.
You know how you tell?
I am so right.
He's ugly and he's uglier.
Yeah, that's true. There you go.
And we have a guest today, a friend of mine, friend of my son's, by the name of Pooch.
How are you guys doing today?
Yeah.
How'd you get the name Pooch?
Last name
Yeah.
is Puccinelli.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I tried to find you on Facebook today so I could do a little preview that you were
Little
coming on the
background
show.
check.
No, I was going to run a photo and I couldn't find one.
Oh, Alex Puccinelli. Yeah, it's not just like the artist formerly
But you're
known
not
as
on
Pooch
Shane's.
or anything.
You're not on Shane's friends list.
I think, yeah, we're friends on Facebook.
No, you're not.
I talked to him this morning.
MySpace, Rick.
No, he said-
MySpace.
Oh, yeah.
He said
I go old school. I'm MySpace. I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back,
He
Rick.
said he wants nothing to do with you. He was busy. I looked him up as friends, and you weren't there. Did it go by Alex?
Yeah, Alex Puccinelli.
It's not
There's
there,
a
I'm
picture
sorry.
of me in front of an
Oh, no.
American flag.
Nope, that wasn't you. Sorry, I looked.
Puccinelli,
All
the
right.
Italian.
C.
Another one.
C.
Ooh.
I don't speak it at all.
Well, we're not having any
all.
Italian today.
I just married one. I don't either. It's okay.
We're not going to have Italian today. We're starting off with a Mexican hat dance.
That's right. We have a Mexican.
Did you watch SmackDown?
I did watch
Do you have
SmackDown.
detailed notes?
I did. I got my
He's
little
got like a
college
binder.
composition book.
Good, because we don't
Sitting there.
because you can throw that out. We don't need it.
Is it highlighted? Did you highlight
I didn't highlight it. I didn't highlight it.
All right. Well, then, we're going to ask you many, many questions, and you're going to have to come up with as many wrong answers as you can. That's good.
Awesome.
Because you're graded on this.
Cool.
And then if you lose, you got to wrestle both those guys.
Let's do it.
No, then it's a group hug.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
It's going to be a Scantron test. So bring a number 2 pencil and erase clearly.
All right, let's start this off with the Lucha Libre match, which was a Mexican hat dance.
Yes. Yes,
Why did they do that?
Well, they wanted to celebrate Alberto.
Yeah.
Alberto Del Rio.
That is
He does it
good.
better.
Wow.
They wanted to celebrate him winning the title, and it was in San Antonio, Texas. So they just mixed the two together. There was chips and salsa served. It was done.
It was sort of entertaining, I
Tyler,
thought.
Texas
I
barbecue
liked it.
and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
And Ricardo Rodriguez with his Hispanic bow tie.
Yeah.
And they're really pushing him to be
Excellent.
like the Mexican leader. He's really trying to bring in the
Yeah.
the Hispanic contingent.
He's in charge of the Mexican consulate.
Right.
Yeah.
Now here's my only beef with
Well, can we
this.
let him talk for a minute?
Okay, go ahead.
What'd you think of it?
It's
That's enough.
okay. I didn't like it, especially when Sheamus did a little dance around the hat. I was just like,
Come on.
let's just give it up.
And this is a super fan.
Yeah.
It's not my biased opinion because I hate everything, but it's silly.
Yeah.
But you can go ahead and speak.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that my only beef is that, like back in the day, and this old school, this is something Rick would appreciate.
Maybe.
Midnight Express and Jim Cornette, they did so many bad things to so many people that when they actually turned face and they got jumped by the original Midnight Express and Paulie Dangerously, nobody came out to help them because of everything they did. And then slowly, they finally worked their way up where the fans started liking them, and then other wrestlers forgave them. But remember, Alberto,
I know where you're going with this.
And
Okay.
Alberto Del Rio did so many. He slammed the, Sheamus into the hood of a car. He's done so many bad things. Then all of a sudden he wins the title, turns into a face like overnight, and then all of a sudden he's forgiven for everything. Sheamus comes out and shakes his hand, and then now he's got backup
In one night.
in one night. So that's one thing that I was just like,
It's a little
you know,
hokey.
They
Yeah.
must have all forgotten.
yeah,
Yeah. I agree with that.
how
one.
quickly they forget.
Yeah.
That was my beef with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I just thought it was corny.
Yeah.
I didn't like the hat dance. It was just really boring to me. It was, I mean, I grew up in the 90s with the Attitude Era where everything was so just outlandish, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And there seemed like there was a point. I didn't get the point of the whole hat dance thing. It was 15 minutes in and nothing
Right.
seemed to get done. It was just Del Rio coming out, doing his little thing, and then Ziggler coming out, and everyone. I didn't get where everybody was going with anything. There was too
Well,
many
they had
people.
to set up the main
Yeah.
event.
Which was good. Yeah.
No, that
For the
wasn't.
main event.
That was very typical. Like
Yeah.
every week they're doing that now, where it's like people will come out and just like take matters into their own hands, and then Booker T comes out and goes, oh, "Okay, you know what? If you guys want to do that, I'm going to put you guys in a match." It's so typical now.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever
Yes.
taken matters in your own hands?
Sometimes yes.
every day,
Every night.
every day.
Yeah, it was like, but they do this on every show. It's 18 minutes in with no wrestling.
Yeah.
And then one day, not too long ago, they started with wrestling. Remember we talked about
and
that.
we praised that day. It actually got, I think, 0.5 points higher because of that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
All right, so the Del Rio, they bring in Ziggler. AJ, she's going nuts.
As
you know.
usual.
Always,
Little
always.
wackadoo.
That does bring it up slightly. When she's on camera, it slightly brings it up.
Yeah.
It used to. Now I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
It's like a fly at a barbecue. You know, it's always buzzing around my food.
Well, you don't know if she's going to bite someone or not now.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty.
And then we got Big Show and Sheamus, and then here comes Booker, and he did a little dance.
Yeah.
Little spin-a-rooney.
Still,
Oh, God. Well, I labeled that as a variety show.
that's a good analogy.
It was kind of like, I don't know, you guys remember Ed Sullivan. It
Yeah.
was like the Ed Sullivan show. They have variety acts.
The Brady Bunch variety show.
Yeah, it was a variety act. And I hate to see wrestling go that route. But that's what they did.
I believe it.
Anything else on that?
No.
You?
When you said variety, I go back to the Attitude Era with the Rock and Sock Connection when it was his birthday. That was a variety show, but it was entertaining. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I feel like the characters just aren't there to make it
Right.
interesting and entertaining anymore.
No, they don't. They don't have them anymore.
Yeah, there's no
Just on the
characters
mic
left.
skills.
I know. Shall we go to number one?
Number one.
Okay. And don't step in number two.
He goes number 2 all the time.
Yeah.
He is right now. All right, so we got Kofi and Cesaro, which I like.
Yeah. It started off a little sloppy. I think, and my like when I did my thinking on it, I think it's because Cesaro has been being put with the main event guys who like to just work in the ring and like not a lot of things called. So he was doing that style where I think Kofi Kingston wanted to do the call your spot style. So I think they weren't meshing at first. Eventually they did, but at the very beginning there's a little bit of conflict in there. I don't know if you noticed that.
I noticed that, but Cesaro, he has a really brute strength.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just you know how it is. When you work out and you pick up somebody, it's a
Right.
different deal. But you get that tendon and joint strength. You can just pick up anything. It's amazing.
Sometimes they call that retard strength.
You know what they do?
Yeah.
They do.
Silly, stupid.
Well, you would think though, if that were the case, that he'd be the strongest one alive, strongest man alive. But
No, he had to settle for stupid. Did you like that match?
I did. I'm a big Kofi fan. I like him. I find him very entertaining, very fun. Cesaro, I'm kind of new getting into. He's cool to watch. I mean, like you said, he's a physical specimen.
Yeah, he is.
And anyone who's waving an American flag is always entertaining to me.
Wait, did you say spaceman?
Spaceman, specimen,
Okay.
yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Did anybody else notice that Kofi Kingston came out second instead of, usually the champ comes out no matter what, heel or
he's
face
not
the
the champ anymore.
Yeah,
Oh wait, no,
Cesaro
I mean
is?
Cesaro is.
Yeah,
That's
he's
right,
the champ.
Yeah.
Well, it's very fashionable to be late. The star always arrives late. and I'm sure that Patricia can
One of my
attest to
specialties.
that.
I know
That's
he
her
was going
special.
there.
She's
Yeah,
never. Were you even on time when you were born?
I don't even know.
Ask. Find out. I bet you were late.
If my name was really my name, which I don't think it was.
I bet it was more than 9 months. It was probably 11.
Something like that. So those long legs, it took a long time to get out.
Yeah, I know. That was a good match, though.
Yeah, there's a nice cutoff where Kofi did his jumps, and then Cesaro held the ropes, and then Kofi charged him and gave him a drop toe hold. I thought that was clever.
Yeah.
I mean, very
It looked
simple.
awkward, though. I thought the positioning where
Were,
they're at.
were we watching the same match?
Yeah, we were.
What does he know about awkward anyway? Well, actually, no, never mind. It probably was. Speaking of awkward.
But the fans don't catch it. Did you catch anything?
I didn't catch that at all.
Yeah.
Marissa, did you catch that?
Ouch.
Yes.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a
There
great
she is.
Marissa.
Well, Martin's
ignoring
engineering,
us.
and I can see through the window, and Marissa's rubbing his shoulders.
I know. What's up with that?
What's going on in there?
She likes to
Why
rub
is
my
it
shoulders when I take over for her for wrestling. I relieve her stress and she relieves mine.
I won't go any farther than that. Behind closed doors, I don't want to know. However, you should pull the shade down. Okay, so what would you rate that match? 1 to 10?
I would say it was about a 6. I really did enjoy the finish where he caught him, and Kofi went for the Huracan Rana, and he caught him and then gave him his neutralizer. It was a very perfect thing, and it takes a lot to catch somebody coming out the rope so smooth and
Plus that late in the match.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, finish popped it up at least 1 point with my.
Well, they're both good in their own right.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. All right, then we had a promo. Was it Primo and Epico?
Yeah, The Miz and
The Miz.
Rosa.
And?
It was just kind of there. Like it had little funny moments when the Miz was like, "You guys don't talk for 2 years, and this is this is all you have to say."
That's kind of like us.
Yeah.
Did you like that promo?
Yeah, I mean, I like The Miz.
Why are you screaming at me?
I'm sorry. I'm hyped right now. This is fun talking about wrestling.
Okay.
No, I like The
cute.
Miz. I like how he made fun of not being able to guess which one is which. A lot like what's going on right here. I don't know what's going on. It was good. It was good.
Pooch, it doesn't really matter. They share one brain.
Right,
So it doesn't matter who you talk to.
But I got 3/4. He got 1. Yeah.
He's got the back
He's
end.
good at math, and that's about it.
He's got the back end of it.
Yeah.
The Brillo promo didn't do much. But my favorite match is coming up.
Yeah, I could. I bet.
Oh, again, you're going to pick on Kali.
Yep.
And we think about
Why?
you. Every
that.
time we see him walking to the ring, we think of you.
I'm beginning to walk like him.
And what's the deal with Natalia? Are they an item or something? Is she
Wait,
idolizing
wait,
Kali?
wait, 1 second. Would you keep your
Interesting.
panties on?
Fine.
All right.
Wait, she's probably not wearing
I'm
any.
not wearing any.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
I knew that.
I know.
You can tell by the shoes.
I had a tan. Okay.
All right. Tenzai and Kali. That's a complete mismatch.
360 pounds worth.
Well, one can work, one can't.
Yeah. I feel bad for Tensai. I mean, I know he's there just as enhancement and to make other people look good, but sometimes you could lead a horse to water.
Yeah.
And you can't make him drink or her. And that's kind of the analogy. Right. As soon as I saw that match, I was just like, he tried. He tried. I mean, and it's not a fault of Kali. He's just hurt and too big, and he's got gigantism or whatever it is he has. So it's like you could just tell I mean, it's painful for him walking around.
Yeah.
So
Even
it hurts me.
Yeah. Tensai, he was a legend in New Japan. I mean, that guy, I'm surprised, I mean, coming back to this, you know, where
Like
he just, you know,
like being
3-minute
head of the
matches.
class and coming back to being the janitor.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Because he is good, and he had to make him look good, and it was like he couldn't do much with him. A couple of chops, okay, big deal.
Well, look at the finish. The finish was a chop to the head.
Right.
He did that. He does that to bump when people are bumping and feeding him.
Yeah.
And these are guys that are half Tensai size.
Yeah.
He gives them a chop to the head. That's the finish.
And they piped in. Did you hear? They piped in crowd noise. That they listen
Again,
for that.
they did that?
Every
Yeah.
week. They pipe in crowd noise when they want a reaction. And no one in that arena, I guarantee, that either they were like eating their popcorn or whatever, they're going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Nobody went when he hit him with a overhand.
How can you tell when they piped it in? I can't tell.
Because it's the same exact noise, and you could just tell. I mean, it sounds every crowd doesn't sound exactly like that. So.
Well, you catch it. I did.
Yeah.
But you're probably right.
They had the piped-in noise, and then he pinned him. But poor Tensai, very good talent. I think his talents are being wasted, and they could do so much more with him. New Japan, I don't know if there's any problem there, or like what the deal is, but he could probably make just as much money wrestling in New Japan and actually enjoying himself more. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's older and he's tired and he doesn't want to get beat up like in New Japan anymore. Because basically, when you go to Japan, it's like you just beat each other up. So maybe he's happy. He's close to home. He lives in Arizona, so he doesn't have to fly to Japan every 2 weeks.
Maybe he has another business on the side.
Yeah.
That poor guy. We were in a flight with him one time, and he was in the regular seats.
Coach.
And he was so uncomfortable. I mean, his knees were like pushing into the person in front of him.
Yeah.
They ended up moving.
Yeah, they put him up to business class, and then we tried to move up there with him. Oh, we're together. Oh no, you guys fit comfortably in coach.
Why didn't you guys put on one pair of pants and say you're like Siamese twins? You need a seat for the two
Wow,
of
that's
you.
a good idea.
Yeah, and then they never know the difference. Movies like that with Woody Harrelson. What do you think of the match?
Again, I love Khalib just because I know he's in pain. My heart goes out to him.
Well, we don't really know he's in pain.
He is.
She knows.
He is. I can only tell because I go back to when I met Andre the Giant and just to see his pain. That's who I put him as and with the same. And I was fortunate to work with him back in those days because.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You see my pain?
Oh yes, every day. You might get more in a minute. Come close, elbow.
What's your take on Colin?
I mean, I like him. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he didn't move out of the corner of the ring the whole match. He stayed in one corner, and Tensai is so big and athletic, he couldn't really get loose, so it was just kind of like a wasted match. But I can only imagine being that big and the struggle it is to move. So
yeah, you know where all this came from?
Where?
It came from the circus sideshow. Seriously, wrestling used to. Well, we talked about this. Wrestling originated in the carnival. Oh. They'd have guys on stage wrestle a guy from the audience who was a mark, he was a plant, and then they'd put it on exhibition. But they always went with freaks. Remember the sideshow, the freaks? You know, the woman with the beard and the three-legged mouse. Or
they'd have a bearded lady fight someone.
Yeah, there's always. Yeah.
And so guys like him would be an attraction back in the circus. So WWE, you know, wrestling's not much farther than
little person.
Yeah, the guys that smell funny in the elevators. So they took a guy like them. He's marketable because of his look.
He's huge, yeah.
But he can't do anything. And it's sad to see him walk out the ring like his legs don't bend.
Well, he's so duck-footed. It just looks like it's going to break any moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the huge chop. It's just like, really, like that's the finisher.
His entire offense.
That's all he can do.
2 chops and then.
And then the dancing at the end. It's just like, if your body hurts that much, you shouldn't be dancing.
I mean, I would much rather just see him come out there for a minute and a half. That's about as long as the match was, and just dance to that song. I like that song. And
I'd rather see him do a snap suplex and a figure 4.
Yeah.
That was a quick match. That was it. It was done. It's over. But they're honoring and respecting him. Maybe for whatever reason, they're bringing him out, and he's still able to do what he's doing, and then they let him
suck a sucker.
Go. That's right.
Sympathetic.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about the next promo with Kane and Brian and Daniel's beard.
Oh gosh, that was funny. Yeah. That was good.
That beard's got to go.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. You liked it?
I didn't like the the beginning of it seemed very scripted, like they were both there, and like me now, I could tell when they're reading directly, they're like when they've got a script and they're reading directly off of it, because one guy says something and the other guy chimes. You could tell that compared to when they just say, okay, like this is like where we need to get to, take me there. And so that they could work off of each other. That was very scripted. That was written out entirely.
But by the 6th grade class at Franklin Elementary, and we want to thank you for doing that.
Good job, kids.
When you have that much money tied up into a production, and you don't trust your talent, then you got to script it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know they're going to say roll, and they're going to go, okay, what do we do?
Right.
You know?
Because Kane's not good on the mic, so you're only going to get so much out of him.
I know. Well, he's different than his whole character was years ago.
Oh, his character back then was the best.
Yeah. Now they made him a little boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gee, Daniel, I don't know if we can get in there and do this really right.
Right.
That beard is tickling my legs.
Didn't he burn up in a fire?
Yeah, he burned up in a fire. He couldn't talk.
Right.
Now all that's gone. Now he's just like a normal dude. He was, what, 6'9"? Now he's like 6'1". I think
Actually, he's legit 6'6".
well, Orton is almost as tall as him.
Yeah, Orton's like 6'3".
massive now. He keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, well, Orton's he's maybe the wellness policy has slipped by him 2 or 3 times because he's really looking good.
I think those
awesome.
particular enhancing performance drugs should be on the wellness program.
Yeah.
I always feel much more well when I'm on them. And it's true.
Well, that's some Lance Armstrong stuff you're talking.
He felt well too.
Yeah.
So what was it with the hokey pokey, the therapy group hug stuff now they're trying to bring in, which was rather quirky.
I think
was
that's
really
stemming from
not
Monday Night Raw.
funny.
I guess they had some sort of meeting with
the doctor.
Yeah.
Who is the doctor? Did they ever show the doctor?
Well, yeah, he's been on it before a
Oh,
couple
he has.
times.
I guess
yeah.
on
Dr. Strangelove.
SmackDown. Yeah, right.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's what
So I
people
think
want.
that's what that stemmed from. And then they had a group hug. Randy Orton wanted no part of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's
I don't blame him.
further down.
Can we have a
right.
group hug after?
Oh, I know.
sure.
Well, that's what I said.
Why don't we have one right now?
We're going to put you in the middle.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we had Daniel, Bryan, and Kane, and they teamed with Randy Orton against the Rhodes Scholars.
Yes.
The Rhodes Scholars, yeah.
And Wade
Right.
Barrett, who was basically invisible this whole match.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He did one move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Easy night.
Cody had more of the work. He was working it. But
Him and that mustache. were
Caterpillar.
working.
That's
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that mustache on
you
Cody
like
Rhodes.
it? I want to knock it off.
Well, see, that's
Oh,
the thing.
God,
It's so
bugging.
annoying to people that that's his gimmick now.
Yeah.
That
They're
is
gonna
his
start
gimmick.
uses
selling
it.
that now.
Yeah.
The stands there, they're gonna have like the fake mustache and
The
all the kids are
mustache,
gonna
the
be
mustache
wearing-
has 82 legs on it.
Yeah.
The mustache and the lips.
And a
The
walk.
lisp.
Yeah.
It's a deadly combination.
Yeah, he plays it good though.
Yeah. I thought it was just a typical match. Nothing special. Very
Typical six-man.
typical leading into the group hug.
It was a quick match.
Yeah. Well, for a 6-man, very
Yeah,
quick.
very
Yeah.
quick.
And they worked well. I mean, there was nothing like awkward about it, but like like his shirt, nothing like.
It's a nice shirt. Come on.
It's white. It's safe. Huh. White.
Classy.
And his
Yeah.
black beanie that he'll never take. Do you take that off at all?
I do. Yeah, I
That's
wear different
funny.
ones.
Yeah, he
Okay.
takes out, then he puts
it-
another one on.
Yeah.
There's
Same.
one underneath it.
Yeah.
So the promo was what it was. But are we down to the match with Orton and Hell No?
Yeah, we're talking about it now.
That's
Okay.
what, yeah.
I didn't know we were really on it or still back on the back subject. But, and it was a quick match. But, it's the same thing every week.
Yeah.
You have to understand something. Okay? You understand that?
I'm listening.
Okay.
I got you.
When
Done.
you do this as long as we have, it becomes mundane. You see so
Yeah.
much of the same thing that you see every fall, and it's like, okay, this is not even exciting.
Yeah.
Because you're so used to it that,
the same routine.
You do. And I hate to say
Yeah.
that for you viewers out there because it's all new to you and you're enjoying every moment of it, which you should because it's costing you plenty. But we've seen this over and over. And it's like every time I go to watch it on Friday night, it's going to be the same thing.
It'd be nice to see something new or just something thrown in. Doesn't mean the whole entire program has to be different, but throw something in there that's just different, like a shock.
Yeah. It's
Like what? Like coming from a fan
Well, I think they
point of
actually
view.
did this show.
What would be a good
Changed it
shock
up,
factor?
personally.
Well, I
Yeah.
think they were doing something. I don't know if it was on Raw or SmackDown. This was some time ago where they wouldn't announce it. It would be completely a surprise, but they'd be doing like some sort of a promo, and they would talk about some old timer, and the old timer would just happen to be there, like pushing a broom or something. Like,
yes, I remember that.
Little things like that, where it's like, I mean, like, little funny things like that, quirky things, things that are different, like, or in matches, to do something a little different, where like maybe you just start the match with heat, and then they're like, you know, something different. But they do the typical. Every match seems to be typical, and that's because they're all trained in the same place now, and it's a cookie cutter effect.
You know, years ago I saw something that was kind of funny. They brought some legends out, and they brought out Mad Dog Vachon.
Yeah.
And he has an artificial leg. I don't know if you know that.
No.
From the thigh down, I don't know if he had diabetes or what, but he came in the leg and he got into the ring. Somebody ripped it off, and hit him over the head with it.
Whoa! What is going on?
Get it.
Oops. That's Casablanca.
Oh my God! No, this is not.
That's
Stop the show.
Yeah. How many points have we lost on that? Have we lost any viewers, Marissa? Have we lost any viewers?
No,
Yes.
it's Martin.
Yes.
Martin, have we lost any viewers?
Yeah, I have the numbers in front of me, and they keep going down.
Oh wow!
So what we're saying is that was something different.
Be haters.
They pulled his leg off and they hit him with it.
Yeah, that's funny.
And that was a shock value, you know.
And they did that every week with that guy. I can't remember his name. The guy from Nexus.
Zach Gowen.
Yeah, each
Zach
week
Gowen,
some old school guy would come and just beat him up.
That's right.
I loved it. That
That's
was
right.
so fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know, you go to a strip club every Friday night and it's always the same. You know,
Rick, how did you know?
Same
Rick, how
Friday
did you
night crowd.
know? We didn't tell you that.
Wait, you guys
giving away
see
secrets.
the same girls every week, and you walk out and say, God, that's the same one. Then they brought in the one with 2 crotches and 4 boobs.
Right.
That's something new. And they need to do that with wrestling. They need to bring something new to the table that really makes people excited, because even the promos are the same. You know, it's all. And I'll get into this next match when we get there, and I'm going to talk about some punches and stuff, because this is a big thing I don't like.
From the Kane match?
No.
Okay, so we're past that.
Yeah,
we're still on that match, but I'm just saying, coming up.
Right.
Well, then are we done with that match?
Well,
I'd love
let's
to
just
chime
say
in on
we
this.
ended with a group hug and everybody went home happy.
Yeah. I
Okay.
smoked a cigarette and that was it.
Yeah, now we're done
Reluctant,
with that
yeah,
match.
with
One
Orton,
giant
but-
orgasm.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
The whole audience. 10,000 people.
But the difference was with The Rock that we're getting to, by the way.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
That was a Raw rebound. We don't talk about this on SmackDown because it's called Raw.
Fighting
Oh, wow.
words. Fighting words.
I must say that was different, and it was on the show.
Wait, can we get to it?
Yeah.
Why are you-
Well, we're there.
Why are you jumping ahead of me?
I'm not.
I'm slow. All right. Are we going to go to where The Rock sings on the variety show?
Yeah.
It's the amateur hour?
And it was good.
It's American Idol?
It was perfect.
He was in key, actually. He was pretty
it was
close to
funnier. It was the whole show right there to me, even though it was raw, if you want to go there.
it. And see, that's why I said Rock is one of those guys that he
SmackDown.
demands your attention. He could go out there with the guitar, not only entertain 16,000 people that are in the arena, but the millions
And millions.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that are watching it.
Because it was funny.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
And Vicky's response was getting better and better as he kept going and going.
Yeah.
It was classic. That was a well put Eric Clapton. song.
Wrestling is
Right?
missing people like that. People like Shawn Michaels, people like The Rock, Bret Hart,
Stone Cold.
Right,
The Undertaker,
absolutely.
he's on Santa Claus's schedule and works one day a year.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing.
Yeah.
But we've got the Wade Barretts and the Usos and the
Khali's.
great Khali's.
Usos.
Well, The Rock is only back temporarily, right?
Yeah.
He's got like a small contract.
Oh, yeah. He's doing the
CM
Royal
Punk
Rumble.
does kind of have. I mean, he's able to carry like promos. He is the closest thing that we have to the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
But when you put CM Punk next to The Rock, it's not even a
No.
question.
Oh, the Rock
Physically,
is like
But they went at it pretty good,
Yeah.
though, I must admit. That was
Yeah.
a good little show.
no, but as
I
far
think.
as like entertainment value and everything, I mean, the Rock is, CM Punk is nowhere near where the
Yeah.
Rock is. But
The Rock is so
Right.
sharp
Yeah.
that paper gets rock cut.
Yeah.
That's how sharp he is.
But they're predicting that CM is going to take it and win, though, over The Rock. So, I'd like to, of course, see The Rock win because I love The Rock.
Rick's still like enamored by his comment.
He'll be laughing later. He'll think about that later. He'll just
just
start laughing.
cracking up at the strip club.
I won't be
He'll
laughing at
cracking up
that. I'll be laughing at you.
Oh, and by the way, he's so cheap at the strip clubs. He actually will put change up there. He'll throw change.
Makes it drizzle.
You know why? Because it falls out again. He can grab it.
Yeah.
So this guy, one time I gave him $1 and said, "Here, go throw that up there on stage." I see him walking up there and he put it back in his pocket.
Yeah.
That would be him.
Wrong brother.
Well, when they had the fight, Okay, as Sheamus called it, a fight.
Fight.
They're referring to wrestling as fights all the time now. It's not
That's what we
fights.
do on Friday nights. We fight.
Yeah, it's a wrestling show. It's not a fight.
Yeah.
And then they knock the tables and they're beating each other up and they can't pull them apart. It would be nice to see a little bit of abrasion on the head or the face or somewhere, because you can't throw that many punches and run into things without getting cut.
Yeah.
Your knuckles get cut, this gets cut, and that's what I don't like.
Well, I think now with since they're doing the PG thing,
I don't care.
blood is
I don't care.
not allowed.
This is wrestling. This is what it used to be.
Yeah.
And how can you make people believers when no one has anything on their face? You get what the hell is that?
What was that?
I was going to say try, but I stopped because you were talking, and it turned into a whistle.
Look how red he got.
I was going to say, try doing that,
Oh my God.
throwing punches. Say you have Dusty Rhodes and Perro Aguayo on one side, and they're throwing punches, or Abdullah the Butcher. No matter what, if they get hit, they're going to bleed because their foreheads are so scarred up.
That's right. And I know it's PG, and I know it's kids, but kids get in fight at school, and they come home all beat up, and the parents say, "What happened? You got in a fight." But if you're going to do that, it doesn't make sense. This is what people say wrestling's fake. Well, you know guys don't get hurt. Well, I've been hurt, you've been hurt, you've been hurt. And now these guys on TV are doing all this stuff and they walk away with no scuffs on them. Come on. That's why people say, oh, it's just a show. See, just a show. And that's what it's become. Nobody believes it.
Body shots, if that's the case, just hit them in the body. Don't hit in the head if
What we did.
Or like just
girls did.
Don't let them get at each other. Right when they start to get close, have everybody break them up. Besides, that would lead to more. People would want to see them go at it more anyway.
Yeah.
So that way, it's like you take the, like they always have where one of the wrestlers will somehow avoid the security guards and then run and jump on top of the other one.
I agree
that's been
with Rick.
done for years and years.
I think they need to bring back that aspect of it, is the blood, whatever you guys got to use to make it look real, because that's what we used. That was what's effective when I was little, to watch Freddie blasting all these guys when I was right there.
Yeah,
I believed it. I was a little girl.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared. I loved it. I'm like, oh my God, I was more intrigued.
You went to school the next day.
I'm like, oh my God, did he really get hurt, Daddy? These are the things. Not like, oh God, Dad, that's not real. They didn't even do this, or they didn't even hit.
It's very true.
Come on, you guys.
Even small stuff like it only took 2 referees to hold The Rock back.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty funny.
Right? Yeah.
2 referees about 5'7", 160 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
He's holding me back, hold me back.
Look at Dusty Rhodes' forehead and ask Dusty Rhodes if he thinks wrestling's fake.
I know.
Or look at Abdullah the Butcher's 4 claw marks in the top of his head.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying.
Everybody had those scars years ago.
We've all got injured.
Yeah, not anymore.
We carry
It's just not
forever.
Not even on like indie shows. It's like just blood is not it's not welcomed. Well, plus there's all those diseases and everything. Like
it doesn't have to be blood, but you see a red splotch on his face or his forehead or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of fighting down there, you're going to get hit with something eventually. You can't do that for 5 minutes like that and not have something come out.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but I think also right now with everyone's worried about diseases, X-Pac has what is that?
There's a disease right there.
But a good
But there
one.
is a few going out there.
Hepatitis C, and I wrestled X-Pac not too long ago, and I was really worried. I was kicking him in the head, going, I hope I don't cut him open, because that's
No, that is a worry.
There's a few that we know that is, but we're talking like blood capsules. Why not that? That's what we used as women wrestlers, of course, and that worked well.
But guys don't want to use blood capsules.
Why?
That would be like a guy
not?
admitting he read 50 Shades of Grey.
Jeez.
You know,
there actually is a lot of guys.
Or that they they love Twilight. It's like
what's wrong with Twilight?
All right, here we go. I saw a fight years ago. Fight. And the guy was doing forehead punches, which, and that's another thing I don't like. And eventually, his hair was getting all messed up. He was getting red, starting to get red. And he got redder and redder and redder, and then pretty soon it started to bleed. And I was a kid. And I said, this guy's really beating him up, because he was hitting him really hard. And it was just coming. I don't know if it was working on. I'm sure it was. But it was believable.
Yeah.
You're going to get some red mark on you. Mm-hmm. You hit the ropes, you get a red mark.
Yeah.
You get hit with a forearm or something in the head, there should be something red. You even have to throw a powder puff up there or something. It should
the
be
other one
red.
that shows is Sheamus, because he's so dang white.
Yeah, exactly.
He shows all his marks.
Am I right, though?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
So this brings me into the 4th match with the
Miz
and
Primo.
And there was a match where there were a lot of punches.
Yeah.
A lot of punches.
And Miz is left-handed, so he throws an awkwardy left-handed punch on top of the forehead.
Somebody threw somebody there and it punches in the head. It must have been 10.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're
And he
talking about.
sold for a minute and then came right back like nothing was wrong. Come
right,
on.
I noticed. I caught that.
You get hit in the head 10 times with a punch, you better sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't.
No. Oh, did you notice William was in the crowd for this match, too?
William who?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
There's a sign, William, with an arrow pointing down.
Oh, he was
I just
there.
figured out, I wanted to send a shout out to William.
William.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
job, William. I saw you.
You're a celebrity now.
Yeah.
Kilroy was there too.
I think the chokeouts were good, but they happened to be one too many there in that
Yeah,
match.
Chokeouts.
There was chokeouts, yeah. You didn't see the Miz's face turning red like, about 3 times
Oh, yeah,
throughout
like,
the match?
I know what you're talking. Yeah.
It was a good cutoff too. I mean, just simple knee.
Yeah.
You know, simple cutoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
what
all
else?
right.
The Miz was really good to it to give himself his own hope, where he would just break off and just start throwing some shots.
Yeah.
Because Primo wasn't giving him a lot of hope, so he would just get his own hope. So I thought it was good. He was
Miz could
staying alive.
have had a little better training in the beginning, I think. I don't know. you know who trained him?
The Miz?
Yeah.
I do not.
Those two guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Here's one thing like I would have gotten on him for. This would be me if I was critiquing him. Is he's using the figure 4 a la Ric Flair. I guess that's a route. They're kind of, he wears a suit. You know, he's a good-looking guy. They're kind of maybe prepping him to be not the next Ric Flair, but go in that direction. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to use the figure 4, even Ric Flair, when he would, if he didn't work the leg during the match, right before he put the figure 4 on, he would do a couple things to the leg before he actually did it. The Miz did absolutely zero to the leg. And just put the figure 4 on and beat him. Like, if figure 4 has to be, he should have worked the leg either in his shine or in his comeback, worked the leg a little bit, got cut off, and then went for the figure 4.
There's an analogy behind that. You want to hear it?
Yes.
Go for it, yeah.
You have a scab. You don't pick your scabs, but you pick and you pick and you pick, and it comes off a little bit. It gets a little bit some more, a little bit of blood. And finally, you pick it so much it begins to bleed profusely. It's the same thing in wrestling. You work something and you work it until it gets beat down, and you work it some more, work it some more, work it some more, and then you finish it off.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's the same principle when you do the old school spots. I mean, if you're working an arm and you're working a leg, somebody works your leg, you work the arm. You keep going back after that until you wear it down. Then you can put some sort of submission on that body part.
But at least they use that. Don't you think it was different for all these regular pins? The standard,
but I know what he's saying. You have to lead into everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
Towards the end there, like Ric Flair, like it's difficult to work the leg if you're a baby face, but you can do a little bit of work in your shine because you don't want to like completely work it, because then how is the heel gonna put the heat? Yeah. But in your comeback, like Ric Flair, when he was a baby face, when he would do his comeback, he would do that one where he picks the guy up and drops his knee on top of his knee.
Yes.
You know which one I'm talking about. And then he would go woo and dance around him a couple times and then give it to him.
Yeah.
That's at least something. That's at least showing you're working the leg to put it on.
Yeah. But I think the punches, like we were talking the other day about punches to the head. Oh, I know what it was. I had done the Fitness USA thing. Shape Up America, and Don the Dragon Wilson was there. Hi, Don.
That's right.
And when he was talking about self-defense, he says when you give a headbutt or you hit a punch, hit with your elbow. When you're in a street fight, hit with your elbow because it's a harder part of your arm and you don't break your fist. But he said if you're going to do a headbutt, always headbutt below the eyebrows, not to the head. So you don't punch to the head because it'd be like hitting that wall.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt your hand. You know, if you're really going to punch to the head, you're not going to do any damage to the head. So if you're going to punch, you punch in here, around here, anywhere. And those guys don't do that. They punch over the head and hit the head with their forearm. A lot of them.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, and you can see that it's way off. It's just way off. I don't know who teaches them that. I'm surely not the Ballard brothers. But you know, do you understand that? Do you see that?
Yeah, the punching of the forehead, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I get
That's what I just said,
I
brother.
can see it, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I totally understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Because I go back to when The Rock punches, he does that little open hand slap up against the chin.
Yeah.
So I totally...
Guess what? I don't like that either.
You don't like that either? You like a good old solid punch.
What's it going to do for you? Open hand slap in the chin is not going to stop you.
No. Well, if you throw some spit on it and then hits it, that will stop you.
Yeah, mucus. Even the chops when they hit here, what's that do? Doesn't do
Makes
anything.
your chest red.
Yeah.
Well, it does.
Makes a big noise.
It's a big noise.
It's not going to stop you.
Yeah.
The only thing that stop you is a punch, usually to the temple or to the jaw.
Who throws a good punch?
Too.
Jerry Lawler.
Jerry Lawler?
Oh, yeah. He's good.
But old school guys know how to throw punches.
Yeah. Rock and Roll Express,
Kane
Midnight Express.
throws a good punch.
Yeah, Kane. So does was it Terry Funk?
Terry Funk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But currently, not too many.
No.
Stone Cold did as well.
Stone
I
Cold
like,
did?
yeah.
Vince McMahon.
Vince
Yep.
McMahon.
But it's not, it's a lot of the guys, it's like we've talked over and over. We haven't talked to you about it because you weren't here, but it's a cookie cutter thing the way they train them. Everybody does the same thing. You
Gotcha.
punch this way, you pin this way, you take them down this way, you do this. So everybody, it's like everybody in town driving the same car.
There's no individuality right
None.
now.
Back in the day it was.
Yeah, and for the trainers too, it's kind of like the flavor of the month. They want you to do this, and then all of a sudden somebody will come in from outside. They'll fire one guy, and then somebody else comes in and says, "No, don't do this. Do this."
Right.
So then everybody has to relearn. And
It's like a herd of cattle just following one guy. Let's go, run over here, do this,
Yeah.
run over here and do this, and then they all get in the ring and they all do the same thing.
yes.
Someone still has a whistle in their nose. Is that you?
No, that's my brother.
I mean, look how far away I am from
Yeah,
this.
It's so far away you could still hear it.
It's a projected whistle. Anyway, that's that. Now we come down to the girls,
Yeah.
which I enjoyed, which I
Yeah.
really enjoyed.
Like I said, I wish like
outfits.
I could have just
Caitlin.
stopped or paused it. I'm not saying I did or did not, but where you could pause it when she's stretching and then rewind it and then watch just her in the beginning
Slow-mo.
stretching again. Oh, so hot.
Yeah, but we're talking about.
I'm not saying I did it, but I'm not saying somebody else might not have either. And I was just
But we're
walking in.
talking about wrestling.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You don't have to override the fact that you are not really into girls.
No. Well, that's him.
Our
He's-
secret. Our
Yeah.
secret.
But what'd you think of the match?
I actually thought the fundamentals were bad.
It was sloppy, huh?
Very.
It was
Just
very
like even the
sloppy.
waist lock, trying to control them on the waist lock, like their fundamentals just weren't there.
Girls rush, like they just rush
Yeah.
from one thing to the other because their matches are always called from beginning to end for them
wow.
by an
But
agent.
we've had a couple of good matches
There
there.
were some
Yeah.
excellent matches. You're forgetting exactly.
But yeah,
man.
that was-
and it
but-
wasn't rushed. This was, yes.
this was.
Yeah.
And I don't like the screaming.
No,
Yeah, no.
I,
like a
I liked
tennis
the
match.
spank when
Yeah.
she spanked her. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, but the screaming is obnoxious. I was in a restaurant last night, and these women were screaming because the more they drank, the more they got loud. And my son changed it. Let's go. I can't take this anymore.
Sounds like birds cackling.
Well, the same thing in that match. Everything they do is that high-pitched scream, and I don't think it's really necessary.
There's only one reason or one time that is necessary, right?
Yes, I know. And usually that's your brother that screams.
Yes.
And also the heat. I noticed she like didn't even give her any heat right after the cutoff. Went right into a rest hold. You know,
Yeah.
it's like why do that? Why get somebody in a rest hold? You haven't done anything to them yet.
Who trains
Yeah.
them? Who trains them like that?
I'm not sure. Right now, Sarah Del Rey has girls who is very
Yeah,
good
very good
talent.
scoring.
I mean, they should be getting better. But an agent will call their match. It depends on which agent, like they get assigned to different agents. But someone will just say, okay, this is your match, and they have it pretty much scripted from beginning to end. Whoever the agent
That
is.
takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Even the cover was awkward. Did you notice when she was covering her shoulders weren't even down? The referee was waiting and waiting. You could
Yeah,
tell
then he
he was talking to her, telling her, no, you got to cover her.
Yeah.
I did like the finish out of nowhere. That was pretty good. The spirit looked like she had some impact on that too.
Yeah. Caitlin looks like she dropped weight again because she was
Yeah.
really heavy about a
Yeah.
month ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as a Divas champion, she had to. They
She was
probably
really
told
heavy.
her.
Do you
But She
remember?
was, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. She looks good now.
Does anyone know why Eve really left? I mean, is
I
she?
love Eve. She's a bitch.
Do you know, Superfan?
I have no clue.
You should have went online and like
Figure that
got
out.
somebody.
He's got a book of notes. It should be.
That wasn't in my notes.
But she was acting too much like a diva.
I think I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I think I know.
Oh, let's hear it.
Wait,
Was that God?
Oh my God, you tried.
There's a voice from Christmas past.
Let's hear it.
Is that you, God?
Okay,
Yeah.
Ram, what is it, Martin?
I think it's because she got married to the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu guy.
Yeah.
And she didn't need to do it anymore, and he wanted her to stop.
Makes sense.
Is that
Yeah.
wow.
Are you looking that up right now?
No, I heard we
Right,
talked
Gracie,
about that
really?
on Raw last week when she quit.
I'll be darned.
That she just got married to one of the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu guys.
Which one?
She could have had me.
The main one?
No. One of the brothers or uncles or nephews.
There's
He's
like
not the
50
main. There's
of
a
them.
ton of them, and I don't know. His name's
yeah,
weird,
there's
Brazilian,
one
but
that. I know. Wow.
Wow.
That's well, that's
Interesting.
good.
There's a lot of Gracies.
Makes
yeah, I
sense,
knew she
yeah.
was with one of them.
Huge.
But that makes sense that she would leave because of that.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I don't need to further look it up. I'm satisfied.
Doesn't really matter, does it? No. We'll see her down at Bloomingdale somewhere.
So, what do we think of them?
Then we had the Shield promo.
Yes, because that was going off of Mick Foley. Is 2013. He's the
HOF.
first inductee into the Hall of Fame, and they showed from previous Monday on Raw.
Yeah.
that they attacked him on Raw, and then they came and they cut their promo from an undisclosed location.
Backstage.
Of course, there was no engineer helping them on that. Maybe Martin.
I like how he picked up the camera themselves and did it.
And I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but one of their waters was like right there by the thing. Like you see, like the water there, you could tell that someone just put it up there. Okay, I'm gonna cut a promo. They took a drink and they put it up there.
And I didn't know about everybody else, but in everyday life, I don't walk around and go, "Oh, hey, there's a camera here on the ground. Let me pick it up and make a promo out of it."
Yeah.
You know, there was a movie about that called 15 Minutes.
Was there?
Robert De Niro. Yeah. Two guys that came off of Russia, and they grabbed this camera. They stole it out of a pawn shop, and they filmed all their robberies and them killing him, called 15 Minutes. So it's basically the same thing. They carried their camera around, watching everything they did, and then they'd review it at night. They were killers.
Wow.
Good story. It was a good.
Maybe that's where they kind of stole this Shield thing from.
Maybe. Because that was a pretty impacted movie.
What was that?
Who was
I
that?
think that was me. Sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Now we got the mouth in the news.
He's a nose.
All right, then we had Orton and Sheamus after that.
Big Show and Ziggler, yeah.
Yeah.
Zig da.
And well,
No,
for
it's
that
not
Shield promo, I'm just gonna tell you, I think it's getting stale.
Yeah.
The whole like, let's everybody take our turn, let's do this.
And repeat.
It sounds really
everybody.
intense, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's getting pretty stale. It's running its course now.
It's slow and uninteresting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'll say my piece, then you say your piece,
Yeah.
but repeat everything that the first
Right.
guy said. So,
Well, here's another thought, because you weren't here. We said this a couple of weeks ago, or I said it. You have security around the ring, and you have referees, and in UFC or boxing, nobody runs the ring, or they get kicked out. They watch every move they make. These guys have liberty to run into a ring, run out, do all their stuff, and no one stops them.
Yeah.
And why are they allowed and no one else is?
And don't you think when the second Friday of each month comes in and they go home and they open their mailbox and there's a check in there and they open it up and it says WWE Entertainment? Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. You think three rogue people at an independent show or any show anywhere of any kind, three people just run in there randomly and start beating people up. Do you think they wait, have all the wrestlers, on stage and go, "Hey, those guys come, tear them apart"?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be the logic behind it. But they're not using logic here.
Yeah, they did that with ECW years ago. I don't know if you remember, but some of the ECW guys jumped over the barricade, and some of the WWE guys like put it to them, and then all of a sudden, then it set up some angle.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the first time was actually legit. I think guys just jumped over the barricade and they got legit beat by some of the guys.
Sure,
So.
it can happen. It just doesn't make sense. Sometimes they'll come with entry music too. Come on.
Spock,
Right.
Spock would not like this
No,
because it's not logical.
it's not logical.
No.
Nothing about it is. Okay, so now we're on to the sixth match.
Which is the main event.
Yes, it is the main
Yes.
event.
Big Show and Mr. Money in the Bank, Dolph Ziggler, along with AJ, who's been wearing the same outfit now for the past like 3 or 4 times. I'd like to see something different.
They're
Or the
making
short
it like
I do like the shorts, but and then Big E Langston
again.
against the newfound best BFF friendship of Sheamus and just
Dude.
kidding, Alberto
Oh.
Del Rio.
That was a good breathy one, though. You were doing it. What'd you think?
Anything about that match that your eye went to that was way too much of? I know, but I'll let you guys guess.
Let me look at my notes.
Okay, did you like the match?
I liked it. I mean, I love Ziggler. I'm a big Ziggler fan. I think he's the most fun guy out there. I like the way he's aggressive. I like how he takes a bump. I think he really sells
he does,
it.
yeah.
I love how he sells it.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the match was when Big E and AJ got thrown out. I just love the refs.
That was good.
He got into it. He
involvement
threw
was really good.
that right hand out. I like that a lot. That was
good.
fun.
Yeah,
That was
good.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see much of that.
No,
Yeah, he
that
was
was
really involved,
entertaining.
Which was good, yeah.
It provides a nice break in there for it's a main event style match. When people get ejected, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like a la when Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels had the that hour-long match that time.
Iron Man.
They had to have he super kicked his trainer, and they took the time to remember that. So it's you need things like that, in main event matches to. You look confused.
Take away from everything. A little,
Yeah.
Yeah,
give a
but
little
what
break.
I'm thinking is that this was entirely different than things I'd seen with the referee. Referees are usually not even there. You know, but getting involved and kicking them out and getting involved in this and doing this and this, and they fought him. They didn't want to do it. It was a little interesting.
Yeah, it was.
I
It was
liked
good.
But
That was a change.
There's things that I said in the beginning, and I said this earlier about the headbutts. I thought that Big Show throws way too many headbutts.
Yeah.
And they're not even effective.
No,
Well, you can
not at
see
all.
like his hands are like completely.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so it's like he's
and it was
hitting
way
his
too
hand.
many of them. in
Way
this
too many.
match.
And he's just tapping it.
Yeah.
Like, he's just
Yeah.
tapping it.
Yeah.
And it's like, why?
The only thing that was good was the suplex, and when they held it well before they went back
That's
and
good.
landed. It was good. And then the elbow drops from Big Show. A few of those
Of
elbow
Doom.
when he went on the third, turnbuckle, or the second was it? But, you know,
No, that
that
wasn't
was
an
good.
elbow. That was the Vader bomb, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
finishing, but he did a few elbow.
He's pretty agile
Yeah.
for
Yeah, for a big guy, yeah, very
Yeah.
agile, yeah.
And you
gotten-
don't see him doing that too often.
No, he's gotten
So,
bigger over the years.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that was
but he
interesting.
still maintains, like, he's not like the great Khali who's just made himself, like, useless. I
Oh,
mean,
no.
He's still, and I don't mean that in a mean
Oh,
way. I'm just
Khali,
saying
we love
he's just
you.
he's gotten so big, and he really can't do anything. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody is useless.
Yeah, no.
He's- if
As long
he's
as you're in
listening
that
right now,
ring,
I
you're not-
I know, and you know what? We
Apologize.
actually we know him. We're
Right.
he's a nice
Well,
guy,
that's a good
very
thing you
nice
do.
guy. Yeah. So
I'm
I don't
sticking
mean
up for him.
Khali, you're not useless. I just mean that you're limited in the ring.
Can you back up that statement that nobody's useless?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Well, I don't know.
Oh.
What do we need two of you in this world for? You've already got you. What do you need him to be like you
Well,
for?
because one's good and one's bad. So, like, what my little nephew used to say is, we used to have this fan, and I used to tease him, and I used to hold him up and go, "Are you a big fan, John? Are you a big fan?" And he would get, "No, let me down." So when he would, when John would tell people about his uncles, he'd go, "Well, the bad one, he's the one that would lift my head up to the fan. The good one's the one that would turn the fan off." Because he would shut the fan off to save him.
That's nice.
My
yeah.
cat's like you.
They do. Yeah, they
Yes,
were
he served a
sniffing me
really
and
good
letting me
purpose.
pet.
Yes.
Anything else on that match before we close this out?
Did anyone catch the Brooklyn Brawler joke by JBL?
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty
Oh no, I
funny.
didn't hear that.
He goes, "Don't make Big Show mad. Don't make him mad. Make the Brooklyn Brawler mad." I just thought that was pretty funny, just making fun of the Brooklyn Brawler, just getting no respect as usual.
Yeah.
He did put said something about the Dudleys too. Like well, it wasn't really bad, but I guess it could be taken that way, where he was talking about how tag teams as single wrestlers don't make it. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We talked about that.
yeah. So he kind of threw that out there, but I guess he's since apologized. But I liked when Big Show first came in. I liked his fire. He came in like I mean, it looked really intimidating.
eyes.
He was
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
he was
just
on it.
beating him, like really good fire on that one. And I like the German suplex that Alberto Del Rio threw on Ziggler.
Yeah.
But I don't
held it.
understand why he let go of it. Like he should have either let go of it to begin with, but since he was holding it anyway, he was already in the pinning position. He should have gotten the pin first and then, did the
I see
tag.
that a lot.
Yeah.
I see guys go for a 1-2 and then they're up and they don't even try to get them back down again.
Yeah.
Just get up.
Because I think it was really a beautiful move, and he should have either released it before it hit, or he should have pinned him while he was down, not held him, and then all of a sudden when the ref went down for the count, let him go.
Yeah.
That's when
Well, anyway, I have to say the body splash was fantastic anyway, because I used to get that done by me from Beastie. Beastie used to kill me.
Don't you use body splash in the
Oh my
shower?
God, Beastie, Corporal Kelly, off the third turbo. He landed, it was perfect.
Yeah. That's
That
hard
was
to
good.
do too. It's hard to do.
It is, without hurting the other
Exactly.
person. As
say,
A
I
lot of
do have
pressure on his knees too.
yeah.
a few things, and this is now Shannon, the trainer speaking, because I actually tell my students this in class. There was a moment when Sheamus was down on his stomach, and the Big Show stepped on his back. And when you have someone that big stepping on you,
it's like an elephant.
it's like, basically, it's like an elephant stepping on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, see, that got zero crowd reaction. Well, I popped for that.
But what did is the water in the bucket.
Well,
I know.
that got
Big Show.
no crowd reaction at all. And the reason is because Sheamus was just laying there. Now, if Sheamus is screaming and kicking his legs, the crowd is gonna be like,
yeah.
"Oh, get
Yeah.
off of him! You're hurting him."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whenever you do something, if you do something behind the ref's back, if you're choking someone, that person needs to be kicking and screaming because it'll make the fans start going, no, yeah, like the ref doesn't see you choking somebody and you're not making any noise. Fans don't feel like they're a part of it. They don't feel like they can help. But if the referee is distracted, someone's choking somebody, and he's screaming, like waving his arms, the crowd's going to be like, hey, he's choking him. That's
kicking
why that
and
guy
screaming like the Will Ferrell movie. The same name.
Kicking and screaming. Yeah. So that was one thing I did notice. So that it was very nice. Like it was visually stunning, but got no reaction because Sheamus should have been going crazy.
Right. What about the big move Sheamus pulled on Big Show? Did we talk about that one yet?
Not yet. We're getting there.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was the he calls it the white noise, but it's called
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that was different. We haven't seen that yet. Someone to pick up Big Show like that. And he did it like so.
It wasn't even over his shoulder. He was holding him down by his side, which is
harder.
That's very hard to do.
As we know as wrestlers.
That takes a lot of strength to do something like
that. Yeah, I mean that was impressive. People, I mean Big Show didn't really sell it that much, but he sold the bucket of water more than he sold that move.
He really did. Yeah, and he went off like a wounded puppy again.
He was angry.
Very.
Here's something that may have happened, but there was no mention of it. And I rewound it a couple of times. I could not see it. Was Ziggler? The two legal men were Ziggler and Orton. I mean not Orton. Alberto Del Rio. And then he's bumping him around, and then Ziggler went towards the Big Show, but I never saw a tag made. And then Big Show, that's when Big Show went for the cross arm breaker. And then, not Big Show, Alberto Del Rio got him in the cross arm breaker. Big Show hit the ropes and gave him a leg drop. Well, then that's when Sheamus came and picked him up, dropped him on his head, and then Alberto Del Rio kicked him. Big Show went out. Still no tag was made.
No.
If it was unseen by the camera, nor was it mentioned by the announcers.
Yeah.
So then when the Big Show left, the referee is counting him out. Well, Ziggler is the legal man. So that's one thing that confused me is like
you didn't even see him.
Ziggler just disappeared, and all he did was get the cross arm breaker.
Maybe he's still there on the opposite side of the camera.
He might be.
You can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done.
So that was it.
We didn't do any iTunes today, did we?
Oh,
we've already exceeded the hour.
Stating that.
So we're going to close this out by saying, where can we find you?
PatriciaSummerland.com, Facebook. You can follow all my other links from there.
Okay. And you, Toothless?
Let's see. We have a show this Friday in Santa Maria for the Dragon Gate promotion combination with Vendetta Pro.
Yes.
And then the week after that, we will be at Millennium Pro Wrestling in Simi Valley. Hopefully wrestling for some tag title. Somewhere.
You see why I don't let him speak? Just the same thing, but it takes him an hour to
ditto
do
that.
Yeah, ditto.
Pooch, thank you for coming.
No, thank you.
You're not leaving because we're doing old school wrestling next.
Awesome.
And we can find you on Facebook?
Yes, sir. Facebook under Alex Puccinelli.
With holding American flag.
With American flag. And a sweet Cosby sweater.
Can we find you on MySpace too?
Yeah, I still have a MySpace account. I don't go on it, but you'll see some old MySpace pics.
And on AOL Instant Messenger too.
Okay. Well, you know where to catch me at RicDrasin.com. And Rick's Corner. RicksCorner.com, my new t-shirts. And also on ActorsEntertainment.com.
Oh.
And today at 6 o'clock, we're doing a radio show at 6 p.m. today. 99.3, I believe it is.
99.3, KCLA.
It's the dating advice girl, Erin Tillman. We're going to talk about dating.
We're back again. Watch out.
We're going to have fun today. 6 o'clock, 99.3. Be sure and watch us. And thank you for watching SmackDown After Show. And stay tuned now for old school wrestling because that's my favorite gig. And we'll see you next week at the same time.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.